Greetings, this is Nodril and welcome back to Let's Play Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments, where we're just about to start a new case.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
Aren't
You look pretty
Look
crappy.
it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
He's talking about the drugs. For those not familiar with the lore.
The pupil is dilated.
It's all poisoned.
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heart.
What? Measure pulse rate by counting the heartbeats for 10 seconds.
I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats.
Alright, do I need to keep it?
I need to
Oh my god, can you tell me what I need to do?
I need to concentrate.
Aha, okay, I get it. That sounds very normal.
A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Really? Sounded okay to me.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
With
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all. Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Wow, that was a
Miss
miraculous
Sloane, I'm glad to find
recovery.
you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes, and these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm
Then
not
that's
interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Alright, again we have the merry men and again we decline to take the case. Do you want to see? No, I will wait until the end. Neutral, I guess, because I went the hard way. The second case. I still don't know what this is. Because we'll see, I guess. I also don't know how many cases there are. Judging by the persons you meet, maybe it's only 3. Oh, right. So you can't actually judge by that. God damn it. Probably 5 or 6 cases. We'll see. Join Lestrade at the Strand Lane Baths. I will do so. First, let's see. That's one way to have letters. Sherlock, mark of resentment. Dear brother, you have made the most terrible mistake once again. Are you quite aware of the fact that the Empire is at the brink of international conflict? How could you pass this incredibly sensitive case to those feather-brained Scotland Yard bobbies? Very well, yes, they caught the criminals, but have you not read the newspapers? The great fuss that has arisen around it, they are generalizing all Mexicans. As you may know, the Empire has arrangements with a great many varied and loyal Mexican enterprises. You should think about that. I don't think Sherlock gives a shit, actually. But sure. Oh, there are 3 letters. I didn't notice that before, so apparently when you finish a mission there are after mission reports, I guess. The Strand. The grotesque murder of the former Captain Peter Carey, known as in private as Black Peter, has been resolved. The evidence that Scotland Yard received from a trustworthy source was more than sufficient to conclude that the murderer of Peter Carey was Pablo Coventrao, one of Carey's former harpooners. However, lawful justice could not be awarded. Coventrao was found dead of natural causes, possibly from his remorse at committing such terrible crime. And there is a 3rd letter too.
This is where I keep my post.
Okay. Just
My
the-
archive. I can always consult with it, if needed. On the
Toby.
sofa for the 3rd time today. Well, don't be surprised if Watson sits on you again.
Come on, we need to use Toby. Toby was awesome in the previous game.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Yes, let's not forget to see here. It was also pretty cool at the previous game. Pretty funny, I mean.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Who isn't? Right.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the City Council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see. You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All 3 witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
That's
Was there
interesting.
anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details. Any progress, Mr. Holmes?
Just get good here. Also, he looks very different from the previous game. Or he was away and was someone else. Maybe because all the other characters look the same.
The steam room.
Apoditerium. That's how we call
The
it in Greek. too.
changing room.
think it's a Greek word, but who knows. Exitus. There is a lot of bastardization of the languages.
Frigidarium.
Of any language, really, due to various influences. That's pretty ill.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
That was the wrong person, I think.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is
Well-
my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Fastidious. That's nice. Grumpy sleeps alone. Can I move a bit? Thank you. Very good. Shiny buttons. Manchester City. Was that telegram sent today?
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentleman had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Alright. Let's see. What is the dialogue? Shit. Mr. Phillips, okay, he was the witness. It wasn't the wrong person. At 7:30 this morning, from the post office. But he didn't say that he left. That's interesting.
Any progress, Mr.
I
Holmes?
haven't even been in there yet. Relax. Wow, that's very nice. They have pretty good artists in Frogwares. And the engine is pretty nice too. There are some issues like screen tearing and muddy textures, but really they produce really quality games of good quality, games of good quality. High quality, if you would prefer.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects. expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Alrighty. Champagne.
Champagne for a special occasion. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled.
This seems like a pretty expensive place. Wow.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that. I should check this blood sample at Baker Street. This key was
Yes,
covered
I
in
could see
blood.
it.
I should ask Phillips about it.
Without the need for the... I think it's... I actually am in favor of some simplification in adventure games. I feel really hard puzzles detract from the story and immersions, which is why I play adventure games myself. But there is such a thing as oversimplification, and I think sometimes this game crosses the barrier. Yes, examine
There
it.
was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
But what kind? Was it probably not a blunt weapon, a piercing weapon? What?
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample. Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
That is recent.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
That's interesting.
I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
Well, I think he does know that. That cup was weird.
The grid cannot be removed.
By weird I mean that they seem to place emphasis on him. Alright.
G. Newell and Sons, steam specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
No, I didn't want to use it. That. Let's try that again in the next episode. Thank you for watching, subscribe and like if you want to, and I'll see you next time.